The set of Love and Hip Hop has erupted into pure chaos. And this time, the drama isn't just for the cameras. Multiple insiders are claiming that Bambi and Kirk Frost's latest argument spiraled so far out of control that it allegedly turned physical, leaving producers scrambling, castmates stunned, and fans in absolute shock. What was supposed to be another fiery exchange for reality TV has reportedly escalated into something darker, raw, and far more dangerous than anyone imagined. Whispers are already swirling across social media, shaky behind the scenes. Clips, half-muted audio leaks, and cryptic posts from cast members are painting a picture of a night where tempers boiled over and boundaries were crossed. Did Bambi finally snap after years of bottled-up frustration? Did Kirk push her one insult too far? And most importantly, how much of this brutal clash will actually make it to air? The industry is buzzing, the fandom is divided, and the producers. They're allegedly trying to decide whether to bury the footage or turn it into the most explosive episode in franchise history. But here's what we know for sure. This isn't just another storyline. This is the fight that could redefine the future of Love and Hip Hop. Stay locked in, because once the real details spill out, you'll never look at Bambi, Kirk, or even the show itself the same way again. It started like any other filming day on the set of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But what unfolded behind those cameras has now become one of the most talked about scandals in franchise history. According to multiple insiders, Bambi and Kirk Frost, two names, already synonymous with drama, found themselves in an explosive confrontation that didn't just rattle the cast. It allegedly turned physical, forcing producers to step in, and leaving fans questioning just how far reality TV can push its stars before everything breaks. The tension had apparently been building for weeks. Rumors swirled that Bambi had grown increasingly frustrated with the way Kirk continued to insert himself into situations involving Rashida, his long-suffering wife, and other castmates. One insider whispered that Bambi felt Kirk was deliberately stirring the pot to secure more camera time, all while undermining her in the process. She felt disrespected, the source claimed. She felt like Kirk was treating her like a pawn for the show instead of respecting her as a woman, as a castmate, and as someone who's supposed to be family. The cameras were rolling during what was supposed to be a heated but scripted exchange, but insiders say the lines between storyline and real emotion quickly blurred. What began as sharp words escalated into a shouting match so raw that other cast members reportedly froze in their seats. It wasn't acting anymore. One producer allegedly told a gossip blog, "You could feel the energy shift." It was real anger, real pain. And once it crossed that line, there was no going back. According to those who witnessed the blow-up, Bambi accused Kirk of disrespecting her publicly and privately, claiming he had been spreading rumors behind her back to other cast members. Kirk, never one to back down, allegedly snapped back, saying Bambi was always playing the victim and trying to drag him into drama that wasn't his. The exchange grew louder, with Bambi reportedly slamming her hands on the table, her voice cutting through the room. "You think this is a game, Kirk? You think you can keep disrespecting women and hiding behind Rashida's patience? Not me, not anymore." The entire cast was stunned. Even Rashida, who has endured her share of humiliations at Kirk's hands, looked visibly shaken as the argument spiraled. But what happened next, insiders say, was beyond what anyone expected. Bambi allegedly stood up, closing the distance between her and Kirk. She got in his face. One witness claimed. The producers started panicking because they could see where it was going. Kirk was smirking, egging her on, and then it just exploded. Accounts differ on what exactly happened in those crucial moments, but the whispers are chilling. Some claim Bambi shoved Kirk after he muttered something under his breath. Others insist Kirk made a physical move first, brushing past her in a way that looked more aggressive than accidental. Either way, the result was chaos. Cameras shook as crew members scrambled, security rushed in, and castmates yelled in shock. "We thought it was just TV drama until we saw the crew step in for real," one source explained. "That's when we knew it wasn't fake anymore." The fallout was immediate. Rumors of the altercation leaked within hours, first whispered on fan forums, then amplified by gossip pages that claimed to have exclusive details from insiders. Hashtags like hashtag Bambi vs Kirk and hashtag Love and Hip Hop Chaos began trending on Twitter. Fan theories erupted, with some siding with Bambi, praising her for finally standing up to Kirk's years of manipulative behavior, while others accused her of taking things too far. But the real bombshell came when an anonymous Instagram account dropped what they claimed was muted behind-the-scenes footage of the incident. The shaky video, filmed from a phone screen, showed Bambi and Kirk in a heated exchange, with Bambi appearing to lunge forward as producers rushed in to separate them. The audio was muffled, but you could hear shouting and chairs scraping across the floor. The clip went viral in minutes, racking up millions of views and sparking a firestorm of speculation. Producers lost control. Bambi wasn't acting. This time, Kirk finally got checked, and he didn't like it. Theories multiplied with every repost. Some fans insisted the altercation was staged by producers desperate to boost ratings in a season that had been criticized as stale. But others argued it was too raw, too unpolished to be fake. "You can't script that kind of rage," one viewer tweeted. That was real. Meanwhile, Bambi broke her silence with a cryptic Instagram story. A black screen with just 3 words: "Enough is enough." Fans instantly flooded her comments, begging her to clarify. Was she confirming the altercation? Was she hinting at deeper issues with Kirk? Or was she lashing out at producers for allowing things to go so far? Kirk, on the other hand, added fuel to the fire with a smug Instagram post showing him sitting calmly on a couch. Captioned "Unbothered," the comment section erupted. Some praised him for staying cool under pressure, while others dragged him for minimizing the seriousness of what had allegedly gone down. "This man thrives on chaos," one fan wrote, mocking the situation. Instead of taking responsibility, even Rashida found herself pulled into the storm, with fans demanding she take a side. Some accused her of enabling Kirk's behavior for years, suggesting this altercation was simply the inevitable explosion of all the toxicity that had been swept under the rug. Others sympathized with her, saying she was once again being forced to navigate the fallout of her husband's mess. And then came the so-called insider leaks. A gossip blogger claimed to have spoken with a crew member who described the scene in chilling detail. According to their account, the altercation had been far worse than what the leaked clip showed. There was contact, the crew member allegedly said. Wasn't just words. That's why security had to step in so fast. They knew it was crossing the line. The industry response was just as explosive. Former cast members weighed in, with some hinting they weren't surprised at all. Erica Dixon tweeted, "Y'all finally seeing what we've been seeing." K. Michelle posted a laughing emoji with no caption, leaving fans to interpret it however they wanted. Even Lil Scrappy chimed in, saying during an IG live, "Man, they've been holding stuff in for years. I ain't shocked." But the most shocking development came later that night when a rumor spread that producers were debating whether to cut the footage entirely or air it unedited. According to one report, executives feared the backlash of showing a physical altercation that could be deemed too violent for broadcast. On the other hand, the ratings potential was undeniable. This could be the biggest episode in years. An alleged producer leaked, but it could also destroy reputations forever. By the end of the night, one thing was clear. The fight between Bambi and Kirk Frost was no longer just a reality TV drama. It had become a cultural moment, one that blurred the line between entertainment and real-life consequences. Fans demanded answers. Cast members stayed cryptic. Producers stayed silent. And the mystery of just how far things really went hung heavy over everyone involved. But here's where the cliffhanger hit hardest. Because just as the internet was debating whether Bambi had actually put her hands on Kirk, another account surfaced claiming to have unreleased audio clear, unedited audio capturing exactly what was said in those final chaotic moments. And if that audio leaked, it wouldn't just confirm who crossed the line first. It could end careers. The world held its breath. By the next morning, the internet was drowning in rumors. Fan pages were dissecting the shaky leaked video from every angle, slowing it down frame by frame like it was evidence in a courtroom. Some claimed they saw Bambi's hand connect with Kirk's chest. Others swore Kirk shoved past her first. No one could agree on what exactly went down, but one thing was undeniable. The tension was real. And the fight had gone way past reality TV theatrics. Then came the bombshell that sent the entire scandal into overdrive. A Twitter account with less than 500 followers posted what they claimed was unedited audio from the altercation. The 37-second clip spread like wildfire, shared across Instagram pages and gossip blogs within minutes. And the words on it left fans stunned. "You always trying to play me like I'm some clown." A voice believed to be Bambi shouted, trembling with fury, "I'm done letting you disrespect me." Another voice, unmistakably Kirk's, fired back, "You think you run this? You think this show about you? Sit down before you embarrass yourself again." The clip ended with the sound of chairs scraping, gasps from other cast members, and someone yelling, "Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop!" The audio was grainy but powerful. Fans instantly knew this wasn't scripted. It wasn't a storyline cooked up by producers. It was raw emotion, ugly and brutally real. "This ain't TV anymore," one fan tweeted. "That's a real fight." Another added, "VH1 can't hide this. We heard it with our own ears." But the most explosive part wasn't the shouting. It was the faint scuffle at the end. Listeners debated endlessly. Was that Bambi lunging at Kirk? Was it Kirk brushing past her aggressively? Or was it just the sound of security rushing in? Social media turned into a war zone. Hashtag BambiVs Kirk trended for a second straight day. And hashtags like hashtag release the full audio and hashtag unedited LHH began flooding timelines. Everyone demanded to hear the full confrontation. As fans demanded answers, Bambi's silence became deafening. She posted nothing on Instagram for over 24 hours, breaking her streak of near-daily updates. Meanwhile, Kirk kept trolling, posting another smug story of him eating dinner, captioned, "Y'all so pressed. I'm chilling." The audacity enraged fans. Comments flooded in. "You're mocking a woman you disrespected. This ain't funny, Kirk. Tell us what really happened." Rashida, caught in the middle once again, finally broke her silence. On IG Live, she looked exhausted, eyes heavy as she addressed the drama without giving away too much. "Look, y'all," she said, voice shaking. "We're dealing with a lot right now. Everybody thinks they know, but they don't. I just ask y'all to stop spreading lies until the truth comes out." Her plea only intensified speculation. If nothing happened, why did she look so broken? If it was all exaggerated, why not deny it outright? That's when another insider leak detonated the fandom. A gossip blogger claimed to have spoken with a crew member who revealed the altercation had been the most intense fight ever filmed in the show's history. The cameras didn't stop rolling. The crew member allegedly said, "They got everything. The yelling, the scuffle, the aftermath. Producers are sitting on gold, but they don't know if it's too much to air." Fans couldn't believe it. Could VH1 really air physical violence between cast members, especially with the internet already spiraling? Some argued it was irresponsible, while others insisted the network had no choice but to show the unedited truth. "If they cut it, it's a cover-up," one fan wrote. "If they air it, it'll break the internet." Meanwhile, more shaky evidence began circulating. A new TikTok claimed to show a blurred angle of Kirk being pulled back by security while Bambi screamed in the background. The audio was hard to make out, but viewers swore they heard her yell, "You crossed the line, Kirk!" The clip hit 1 million views in under 6 hours, igniting fresh debates. The chaos spilled into the cast's personal lives, too. Lil Scrappy, who has history with Bambi, added fuel during an IG Live with friends. "Man, I ain't gonna say too much, but sometimes people get pushed too far. Don't poke a bear if you ain't ready for the claws." Fans immediately assumed he was defending Bambi, though he never mentioned names directly. K. Michelle, always quick with shade, tweeted, "Some people been getting away with trash for years. Tables turning now." The tweet went viral, with thousands interpreting it as confirmation that Kirk had finally been checked. After years of dodging accountability, then came the alleged text leaks. Screenshots surfaced showing a supposed group chat between cast members after the fight. One message, allegedly from an unnamed female castmate, read, "They really let that man talk to women like that on camera. I'm glad Bambi stood up for herself." Another message, allegedly from a male castmate, added, "They ain't gonna air that whole thing. Too real for TV." Fans went into overdrive. Were the texts real, or were trolls manufacturing fake receipts to stir chaos? It didn't matter. The damage was done. The narrative had shifted. More and more people began rallying behind Bambi, praising her for standing up to Kirk's dismissiveness and alleged disrespect. "She snapped because she had to," one fan wrote. Enough was enough. But just when the tide seemed to turn, in Bambi's favor, Tasha K inserted herself into the storm. She uploaded a video claiming she had exclusive details about the fight, hinting that Bambi lost control and that Kirk was now considering legal action, though no proof was offered. Her words were enough to make headlines. Suddenly, the story wasn't about whether the altercation happened. It was about how bad it really got, and whether the law was now involved. VH1's silence only made things worse. Neither the network nor the producers released a statement, fueling theories that they were negotiating how to spin the footage. Some fans alleged that editing crews had been pulled in last minute to sanitize the scene, while others believed executives were secretly plotting to use the full fight. As the season's explosive finale by day 3, this wasn't just a love and hip-hop scandal. It was a cultural event. Relationship podcasts debated the dynamics. YouTubers uploaded hour-long breakdowns. TikTok creators acted out parodies of the fight. Even mainstream outlets began covering the story, calling it the altercation rocking reality TV. And then, just as the frenzy hit its peak, another chilling rumor surfaced. According to whispers in private fan forums, there wasn't just one audio clip. There were multiple six-ups. One fan claimed to have spoken with someone who allegedly heard a longer, uncut version of the fight. One where Bambi could be heard saying something shocking to Kirk, something that could flip the narrative completely. But what did she say? And who had the uncut version? The fandom froze, desperate for answers. 'Cause if that second tape ever dropped, it wouldn't just settle the debate. It could ruin reputations permanently. And the scariest part? Rumor has it, the tape is already in the hands of someone willing to leak it. The countdown to chaos had begun by the end of the week. The whispers about a second uncut audio had turned into a frenzy. Fans weren't just speculating anymore, they were demanding answers. Hashtags like #UncutTape and #WhoLeakedIt began trending, with thousands of tweets tagging producers, cast members, and even VH1 executives. Everyone wanted to know if the full confrontation would ever see the light of day. Then, late Friday night, it happened. A mysterious YouTube channel with 0 subscribers and a generic profile picture uploaded a file, simply titled Full Audio Bambi vs. Kirk, Love and Hip Hop Fight. It was only 2 minutes and 16 seconds long. But within an hour, it had been re-uploaded, screen-recorded, and reposted across every gossip page imaginable. And this time, the content was undeniable. The recording began with the now familiar shouting, but unlike the earlier leaked clip, This one carried on past the muffled scuffle. You could clearly hear Bambi's voice trembling with rage. "You've been disrespecting me? Kirk, you've been talking about me behind my back like I'm nothing. I'm not Rashida. I'm not going to sit quiet and let you clown me on camera." Gasps filled the background as other cast members tried to intervene. Kirk's voice cut in, sharp and dismissive. "You ain't nobody. You here 'cause of who you married. Don't act like you built this." The room erupted. Castmates could be heard shouting over each other, trying to calm things down. But Bambi wasn't backing down. She fired back with a line that sent chills across the fandom. "Touch me again, and I swear you've gone see the real me." A loud shuffle followed, the unmistakable sound of chairs scraping violently, and then someone yelled, "Stop! Stop! Security!" Before the clip abruptly cut off. Cut off. That was all it took. The internet detonated. Fans flooded timelines with shock, disbelief, and anger. For days they had debated whether the fight ever got physical now. The uncut audio confirmed the situation had escalated far past words. The chilling moment when Bambi shouted, "Touch me again," became the most quoted line of the week. Printed across memes, reaction videos, and viral TikToks, the fallout was immediate. Team Bambi supporters argued that she had been pushed too far, that Kirk's disrespect had crossed a line. She told him not to touch her, and he did it anyway. What did y'all expect her to do? One fan tweeted. Others, siding with Kirk, claimed Bambi's rage had gone too far. "You can hear she was ready to swing." Another posted, "That ain't professional. That's violence." The fandom was split right down the middle. Celebrities weighed in almost instantly. Lil Scrappy, doubling down, posted, "They don't. Like when the truth gets loud. But it always finds its way out." K. Michelle tweeted, "Somebody finally pressed the reset button on Kirk. Took long enough." Even Erica Mena hopped on IG stories saying, "This ain't new. This is just the first time y'all hearing it for yourselves." But the most shocking reaction came from Rashida herself. She finally broke her silence with a somber Instagram post, a black and white photo of her holding her kids' hands, captioned, "Protecting my peace at all costs." Fans flooded the comments, begging her to explain what really went down, but she stayed quiet. The silence only fueled speculation. Was she defending Kirk behind closed doors? Or was she quietly distancing herself from his latest scandal? Behind the scenes, producers were allegedly in full crisis mode. An insider leak claimed that VH1 executives had emergency meetings over the weekend, debating whether to air the footage in its entirety or cut it down to a watered-down version. "They know they're sitting on a ratings monster," the insider said. "But they also know if they air physical violence unedited, the backlash could be massive. Sponsors are already nervous." Meanwhile, gossip blogs continued to drop receipts. One claimed to have screenshots of text messages between crew members who were on set. In one alleged text, a crew member wrote, "That was the closest thing to a real fight we've ever filmed. I thought the cameras were gonna break." Another text reportedly read, "Bambi wasn't playing this time. Kirk pushed her button too far." The text leaks reignited the debate, and suddenly the question wasn't just about who started the fight. It was about who leaked the evidence, who had access to this audio, who was risking their job to put it out there, and why. Now, then came the twist no one saw coming. A verified entertainment journalist tweeted that Kirk had allegedly consulted with legal advisors about potential defamation and unauthorized release of footage. The rumor spread instantly. Was Kirk about to sue VH1, Bambi, or even the gossip blogs themselves? True, it could drag the scandal from TV screens straight into a courtroom. Fans couldn't get enough. Podcasts dissected every second of the uncut tape. YouTubers uploaded hour-long breakdowns with titles like "The Truth About Bambi vs. Kirk" and "Did VH1 cover this up?" Even mainstream outlets began covering the fallout, calling it the fight that blurred the line between reality TV and reality itself. And then came the most haunting rumor yet. According to whispers in private fan forums, the uncut audio wasn't the only piece of evidence. There was video. Not the shaky, muted clip that had already leaked, but full, crystal clear footage of the entire confrontation, complete with the moments security rushed in. Allegedly, the video was being held back by someone close to production, waiting for the right price before releasing it, if that video ever surfaced. It wouldn't just settle the debate, it would expose every brutal detail to the world, leaving no room for spin or denial. And in an industry built on carefully controlled narratives, that kind of raw exposure could destroy reputations forever. Fans begged for the video to drop. "We heard it, now we need to see it," one tweeted. "Don't hold back. Release the truth." Others worried that releasing the video would end careers. "Once we see it, there's no going back," one commenter warned. "Some of y'all don't realize how serious this is. The stakes couldn't be higher." With the fandom at war, celebrities taking sides, producers panicking, and legal threats looming, one thing had become crystal clear. This wasn't just a storyline anymore. This was bigger than reality TV. This was real life, raw and unfiltered, bleeding out into the public eye. And just as fans braced for the next update, a chilling new rumor began to spread that Bambi herself was preparing to go live unfiltered, to tell the truth once and for all. But would she defend herself? Or drop an even bigger bomb on Kirk? The world held its breath. This isn't just another love and hip-hop storyline. This is the scandal that's tearing the cast, the fans, and even the industry itself apart. What started as a heated argument has exploded into leaked audio, insider texts, and whispers of full-on video footage that could end careers. And now, with Bambi rumored to be preparing her own unfiltered response, we are standing on the edge of the most explosive chapter yet. But here's the thing, you can't just watch this play out in silence. You need to be part of the conversation, because every voice matters in a scandal this big. Do you believe Bambi was pushed too far, standing her ground after years of disrespect? Or do you think Kirk is being unfairly dragged through the mud by leaks and shady editing? The debate is raging, and I want to hear your take right now in the comments. And don't just comment. Hit that like button if you think the truth needs to come out, no matter how messy it gets. Smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because when that rumored uncut video drops, when the cast finally speaks, when Bambi herself goes live, you better believe we'll have the receipts right here first. The fight isn't over, the leaks aren't over, the chaos isn't over. And trust me, the next twist will change everything.